Hello everyone and welcome to Photo Finds. I'm your host Gavin Hatch. This week we're back in Orlando and we're at the Universal Orlando Resort taking a look at construction over at Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon, Fast and Furious Supercharged, and also some construction over by Men in Black. Let's get started. I am so excited for Jimmy Fallon. I mean, this attraction is really coming along. The building is looking fantastic. I've never been to the real 30 Rock in New York City. I know Patrick has because he lived there for 8 years, but he says it looks just like it. I mean, they're putting different parts of that building together in one place, obviously because there's not a lot of space here in the park. So you have the main entrance of NBC Studios, and then you have the NBC News broadcast area, which is probably going to be a store. And then they also have finished the bathrooms. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But this is an overlook here of the building. You can see it's really coming along. They are starting to put the facade on and doing concrete work to make it look like 30 Rock in New York City. They're doing a great job. Let's take a closer look. Now this is the corner of the building, and I feel like this is probably going to be the exit of the attraction, just like it was for Twister. When you would exit Twister, you go through the Aftermath store, and this is probably going to become a store themed to NBC Network, so you can go ahead and purchase merchandise related to all your favorite NBC shows and all their affiliated networks. Now the glass windows were put in place a while back, but they have put plastic over all the glass as they continue work on the inside of the building. So we can't really see what's going on in there, but there's definitely a lot of work on the interior. Now from the outside, standing on the street here, especially on the corner, if you look at this and then you look at a picture of the NBC News headquarters in New York at 30 Rock, they look very similar. It's actually a replica. So I feel like, I'm sure they're not going to be doing any filming here. It's going to be a store, but from the outside, it will look like the headquarters of NBC News. Now what I want to know is if they're going to go all out and really theme it to make it look very similar to the one in New York. Now if they do that, they should put the NBC News logo on the corner of the building here, but again, because it is in the theme park and it's going to be a store, it's not going to be an actual news headquarters, they'll probably just replace it with the NBC Universal store logo, and that way guests will know to come in and purchase merchandise even if they're not riding the attraction. This building is pretty small compared to all the other show buildings at Universal Orlando, but since they started construction on Jimmy Fallon, it has been expanded. It is a lot larger than it was for Twister. Now, I can't show you how big it's grown because a lot of that's backstage, but in the front here, in the guest areas, you can even see for yourself, like the store has moved. It's a lot closer to the street than where the entrance of the Aftermath, the corner of the Aftermath building, was located. And also the restrooms. The restrooms are now open, so you can go into the new restrooms connected to this building that are themed to 30 Rock as well, and it is not in the same place that the old restrooms were located. At first glance you think so, but it's a lot closer to the street. They've definitely expanded the building further and further into like closer to the Music Plaza and also just closer to the street itself in the streets of New York. So it is larger, and again backstage it's definitely grown as well, but unfortunately I can't show you that. So let's talk about these restrooms. Of course, I can't take you on the inside to show you, but the outside looks great, doesn't it? They have these faux windows that are here that I'm pretty sure they're faux windows. I don't think they're really going to be used for anything, and I like that they have like this New York skyline picture on the inside of the window, and it looks great. And again, it's just, there's a construction wall still around the area, so once all that's down, I'm sure it's going to look even better. But from what we can see right now and experience for ourselves, it is great. Now above the restrooms, I can't tell and can't really see it very well in this picture because I couldn't get far enough away to show you, but it does look like there's some sort of walkway that is going to be outdoors, and if it's indoors it might be enclosed with glass. So I'm not sure if there's going to be a queue up here for the attraction, or if there's going to be, this might be the exit and you come out here and have to walk downstairs into the store. I'm really wanting to know what this is going to be like. Right now it's a little too early to tell, but of course this is completely new. Twister had nothing like this when this was the Twister building, so I can't wait to see the finished product and find out what this area is going to be used for above the restrooms. So this is going to be the main entrance to the attraction, and in New York City, this is where the NBC Studios, Observation Deck, and Rainbow Room entrance are located. Of course, this building will not have a Rainbow Room restaurant and will not have an observation deck, but if you look at what we can see so far that's already been completed in Florida, it looks very similar, and you can tell what it's going to look like if they're doing the exact replica of the one at 30 Rock in New York City. This is what their signage and marquee looks like out front. And if you look above, they have two spots here, two like blank areas where no concrete work has taken place just yet. But that will be coming soon, because in New York City, this is where they have some beautiful concrete like artwork done, and I'm sure they're going to probably duplicate that and do that here. I wonder if it's going to be exact or if they're going to do something a little different, but there's a lot of this found all throughout the outside and the inside of the building in New York City, so I'm sure they'll probably be bringing that same influence and same type of art into this attraction to make it feel like you're really at the actual 30 Rock. Now, at the real entrance in New York City, there are some windows located above the marquee as well as next to it. Here in Florida, they're just going to be faux windows, though, and we can already tell that's what it's going to be based on the cutouts here on the building. Now, the real building in New York City is 70 stories tall. Of course, they can't do that inside Universal Studios, but they are going to still build up above the entrance and the store to make it look more like 30 Rock. So they are putting a facade up. You can see here along the soundstage walls, they are already putting in the framework to put that facade up. And it looks like it's going to probably have multiple windows and, again, just look like the real building in New York City. Now, if you look closely, there is some wiring, and I think that's probably going to be to light up the back windows on the facade, so they're going to have lit windows. I'm sure. I think that would be a great touch and something that they should do to make it look even more realistic, especially in the evening. So if you're watching this on YouTube, comment below and let's start a discussion. Tell me what your thoughts are on Race to New York starring Jimmy Fallon. Are you excited to see it when it opens up next year, or do you care less about it? I know a lot of people were really kind of skeptical about it when it was announced last year, and I understand that. But I think that now that we're seeing a lot of progress on this building, a lot of expansion, and a lot of hard work and detail going into it, I think it's going to be a great attraction and definitely enhancing the area of this park. Let's take one last look. This photo was taken in a guest area over by the facade of the New York Library, so you can see this for yourself next time you come into the park. From back here, you can really see where they have moved the building further back, and this used to be the outdoor twister queue, so the building has expanded back here as well. Of course, they have to watch out because the rocket runs through here, so they can't move it back even further or make it taller, which I'm sure they would have done if that coaster was not there. But again, the building is huge. They have made it larger, that is for sure. Now, speaking of huge, we have the Fast and Furious Supercharged attraction being built, and it is going quick, and it is large. That is a big show building that we're looking at right here, and it's growing fast. They have been adding the roof on all week for the past 2 weeks. Every day there's more elements being added into it. We can also now tell this is going to be a 2-story show building. It's not going to be taking place all on just one floor. This is going to be a large attraction, and a very detailed attraction at that, because the progress of it is going very fast, but it's still not going to be opening until 2018. They pushed the date back. I mean, I'm okay with that, because think about it. We have Jimmy Fallon opening up next year. We also have Volcano Bay opening up. So we have plenty of things to look forward to for 2017. So now we have something we know it's going to be great coming in 2018. Now, over by Men in Black and World Expo, you can see that they are almost done with what I'm calling the Coca-Cola store. There's no details released on this, and I don't think they're going to release any details on this of what it's exactly going to be, but you know they're going to be selling either sodas or food, or it's going to be sodas with merchandise. So either way, you're going to be able to get Coca-Cola and something else to take home with you or to enjoy in the park. And I love the look of this, though. It fits in perfectly with the theme of World Expo, which is where Men in Black is located, so I'm sure it's going to tie in with that attraction with the 1960s, 1970s type of architecture and design that fits in here with the story of Men in Black Alien Attack. So I'm really excited for this, and I love myself some Coca-Cola. I prefer Coke over Pepsi any day, that is for sure. Well, that will do it for this week's episode of Photo Finds. I hope all of you have a great week. Make sure you subscribe to Attractions Magazine. And if you are big fans of Disneyland and are looking for some fun Disneyland videos, you'll find them here on the Attractions channel. But also, check out our friend Corey. He has a great blog called the No Midnight Theme Park blog here on YouTube. It's been around for a few months, so it's still very new, but check it out. He has some great stuff. Subscribe to him as well as us, and check us both out on Saturdays. He has new videos every Saturday morning. So until next time, you guys, make sure to get out, have fun, and enjoy those parks.